This is an amazing orchestra. This is an amazing man, Cason Brown. This is an amazing group. I have the privilege, I'm so lucky that I get to play in concerts in a lot of venues where I get to interact with some of your students. Some of your students come to our shows and I get to see them after the show and talk with them. And I'll tell you, I see the fire in their eyes as they talk about their instruments and about their music. And that fire, I know, is kindled and stoked by so many people in this room. And there are a lot of things that get very old when you're a traveling musician. Traveling and the deadlines and the pressure and I mean, the mean people on the internet, you know, when we upload videos, that's always a trial. But for us, some of those things may get old. But it never gets old to see the fire in the eyes of a youth that is excited about their music and about their instrument. And that, for me, is something that proves the worth of a soul of every student we get to work with. And it gets me excited, and it's why I wake up every morning. I think about, why do we subject ourselves to extra hours and less money and perspiration and intonation and so many other things that we sort of beat our heads against the wall. And for me, it's partly that intellectual thing we talk about where music affects both sides of the brain. Yes, that's indisputable. It's wonderful. I love it. But to me, it is the spiritual aspect of music, the power it has to influence lives and the power it has to influence decisions in a positive way. I've seen that as I've traveled the world. I've seen that influence the lives of youth, and I've seen it in my own life. And that's what gets me up every morning. That's what gets me on the plane. And that's what gets me through everything that we have to go through. And if you've seen our videos, you know that one of the things that we try to put out there is the spiritual aspect of music, is classical music. Beethoven himself said, don't only practice your art, but force your way into its secrets. That's why we did this piece called Beethoven's 5 Secrets. Because he said, music and art and knowledge can raise men to the divine. I think that's when we've hit really where we need to hit. That's the sweet spot of music. And I just want to tell you that I hope you don't have any Stephen Sharp Nelsons in your orchestra or among your students. I was a tough one. I mean, first of all, you know, we understand one another. Anybody that works with string players understands that the first stage of string playing is like the, you know, stage, you know, the really scratchy stage. But for me, my parents and my teachers had to deal with my ADHD as well. And that was really challenging because I'm sort of one of those squirrel cellists, you know, and I call it that because, you know, in my practice session, I'd be just like, squirrel! So you probably have some students out there, but I promise you the reason why I'm on the stage today is because my parents and my teachers did not give up on me. And I think about them every day. We just sold out Carnegie Hall last week. I didn't get there because I practiced. It's because my dad went... My dad gave me 2 choices. He believed in free agency. You know, he believed in freedom of choice. He only gave me 2 choices, but he still believed in freedom of choice. Those 2 choices were practice cello and eat, or not. I chose to eat. And that's why I'm here today. And my dad, he was a benevolent dictator, okay? 95% benevolent, 5% serious dictator. And that's kind of how we have to be sometimes. But I just want to tell you that I'm a product of that. And I'm so excited that I can be. And everywhere I go, I tell parents and teachers the same thing. You just keep going, because you never know, that little spark in that student that you have that is struggling can ignite. And it may be overnight, and you never know when that'll happen. But it will. So thank you I'm grateful for you, and I'm so appreciative to you for affecting my children's lives and the lives of all of us in our future. You are the game changers. Thank you for letting me be with you here at this time.